What's up, champs? Welcome to today's video. My name is Trevor Peterson, and we are here at the Sell and Scale Summit event by Helium 10, and we've got a special guest, Sumner. Super excited to have you on the channel. Just real quick, we're gonna be talking about 3 hacks to just basically drive traffic to your Amazon listing, but just kind of fill me in, give us like a 60-second, 30-second kind of introduction of who you are.
Yeah, so hey, my name's Sumner Hobart. My wife and I are full-time Amazon sellers. We also have our own YouTube channel where we kind of look at what's working in our own business and especially try to find kind of those tips or hacks that are really working well for us that a lot of people don't seem to really be covering, and try to kind of share them there and also share them here hopefully as well. So it's kind of Amazon and e-commerce first, and then secondary we have some other content online that can kind of find us there. But yeah, we're definitely dedicated to kind of helping sellers out. So yeah.
No, that's awesome. So if you guys learned something throughout this video, he's gonna be dropping some bombs. Like the video, subscribe, and we're gonna jump into the first hack tip that you got for us today.
Yeah, so first hack would be Amazon posts. So this is something that is, if you're not familiar, in my view, it's essentially kind of like Instagram for Amazon in a way. So if you're brand registered and you have an Amazon storefront, you have the ability to create Amazon posts. It's an image with a caption, and these can appear on your product detail page, on your competitors' product detail pages, as well as your Amazon storefront. So you can actually kind of steal market share and ultimately drive even more traffic on Amazon to your listing. And it's an opportunity I think that is extremely underutilized by a lot of sellers. And what we did is we took all of our product images, as well as any user-generated content that we have, from like Instagram, promotions, whatever. So we got all of our kind of creative assets and images together, put them into a Google Drive folder, and then also took essentially each of our bullet points, kind of modified them maybe a little bit, and because I know some people use all caps in the beginning or emojis or whatever. Some things are against Amazon terms of service, so like be careful. But just take each piece of text, and we have a Google spreadsheet. For each tab represents a different product, and then within each tab we kind of have at least 5, usually 5 to 7 different kind of captions. So now we have images, now we have captions, and then what we did and what you can do is essentially hire a freelancer. Freelancer VA. We went with onlinejobs.ph. We hired someone at the time for $5 per hour, which is pretty inexpensive, and just train them on how to take an image, put it with a caption, put it together, and do this at least once per day, kind of per product. And we did this for the first 30 days, and this is kind of a point that I want to make that I know we were talking about a little bit before, is did this for kind of the first 30 days, look back at our results, and I was like, oh, this is not working. We're not getting that many clicks to our product detail pages. This is, it's just whatever. Kind of dismissed it. Then we check in I forget how many months later on our results, and saw that all that content that we created was continuing to grow and was actually getting more clicks, kind of the next month, and then even more the next month from doing no additional effort. And we're like, okay. And then with all the results that we had at that time, we're like, okay, this is definitely worth kind of allocating more resources towards. So we really started pushing that more. And at this point we kind of track everything. So I can't remember the exact hours and everything, but it's about 7,000 clicks to our product detail pages currently, somewhere around there, the last time I checked. Could be a little bit more now. At an average of like 5, and we've paid her a little bit more, so $5 to $6 an hour, and it comes to less than 5 cents per click to our product detail pages. And another tip that I was actually going to share with you, this is from, I want to give credit, Norman Farrar, which maybe you have seen as well, noticed when he was kind of using Amazon posts for some of his clients or helping out with some other sellers, actually saw unit session percentage rates increase for that listing using Amazon posts. Because that was a big question a lot of people have is, great, I'm getting clicks, but is that hurting my conversion rate? And it could potentially be the opposite. Of course, the reality is you have to kind of test everything, but the reality is, you already have copy for your listing. You already have images. So you kind of already have the assets that you need. If you're brand registered, you have access to Amazon posts. It's all there, and just kind of putting everything together. And I think it's definitely worth testing, at least with some kind of minimal viable test. And yeah, for us, it's working very, very well. I know we were talking a little bit with you as well. Seems to be working for.
I personally love it, and I think it's a great and easy way. I mean, if you kind of did the math and it's 4 cents per click, we're talking about PPC where people are paying $1, $2, sometimes up to $5, $10, it's ridiculous. So if you already have everything there, it's a pretty easy way. And then to your point of hey, could it hurt your conversion rate? Well, hopefully you have a good optimized listing that it will actually help it so that when they do land on it, they're converting. So obviously conversion rate, making sure your listing is optimized and all that stuff is obviously super important. And then these are little things that you can kind of add on in addition. So that's a first great tip, Amazon posts, kind of a unique strategy of what you guys do. So what's your second tip that you got?
Yeah, so tip number 2, and I know it's kind of like a lot of little tips in one, so I know it might seem like a lot, but honestly, these are all very, very easy, relatively speaking, to kind of implement. So again, a lot of sellers, right, kind of master, or at least get familiar with Amazon PPC, and a lot of sellers are kind of doing this themselves. And that's a great skill to learn, and there's actually a lot of overlap between Amazon PPC, so targeting specific keywords at certain bids, with Amazon PPC and Google Ads. And a lot of kind of Amazon advertising actually have kind of copied Google Ads. So the premise is, I think about, last time I checked, it was like about a third of product purchases, that search begins on Google initially. Google is this large kind of like hybrid, search engine. There's a lot of people on the search engine for a lot of different things, and there's quite a large percentage of people that are on Google searching for products. So there's people right now, whatever product you're selling, they're on Google looking for your product. So do you have, and there's different ways, with blog content or influencers or whatever to kind of get there, but a very simple tip to rank, high in search results and drive that traffic, those buyers to your listing, is with Google search ads, which is just this text-based ad. If you type in like locksmith and then your city, you'll see, like an ad kind of show up. That's a Google search ad. And it's fairly easy to create. So what you can do is, or what we do is, you can go as broad or as narrow as you want. If you're a little bit worried about I'm super budget conscious, then you can look at your Amazon PPC data, like go to your exact match campaigns and identify kind of those top converting keywords in your campaigns. Take those keywords, you can target those with Google search ads. And also what we do kind of on top of that is we will add the word Amazon both before, so we have now kind of like a second list, and then also the word Amazon after those keywords. So it's kind of like those base keywords as well as the word Amazon, because a lot of people don't think about this, but a lot of people, shoppers, are actually searching for, let's say, like, I'll use the term from earlier, but garlic press. So not just garlic press, but garlic press Amazon or Amazon garlic press on Google, searching for, so you sell a garlic press on Amazon, right? They're looking for a garlic press, on Amazon. So there's kind of, so there's a lot of, essentially, you're able to tap into people who are in either purchase mode or even planning a purchase.
And have you seen that to be cheaper by doing that, or is that just even that much more hyper targeted, or just maybe a little bit of both?
It's a little bit of both. In general, longer tail keywords tend to convert better and tend to have a lower cost per click because there are fewer brands kind of going after that. So a little bit of both. And for me, it's the same kind of philosophy that I have with Amazon PPC, is to, if there's any relevant keyword on any platform that has relative, purchase intent, especially of course Amazon would be, big, Etsy, Walmart ads, all that. But then also Google ads, a little bit Pinterest ads, which is a whole other thing. It's a little bit more complicated, so that's a different. But so it's a little bit of both. And as long as it's relevant, as long as I know someone's going to search this, or there's a high likelihood someone's going to search for this keyword on any of these platforms and purchase, I want to target that keyword. So regardless. And then what's also great, just like with Amazon PPC, is you can set a bid. So you can start low, set it like 10 cents, 20 cents. Obviously, it's kind of product dependent. Certain products we've seen kind of take off a little bit more than others, but you're in kind of control. So you're targeting very, very specific keywords that relate to your product, and you control the cost per click. And what's great, and this is coming out a little bit more, there's certain data, I spoke with this agency, I don't know if I'm allowed to share, but essentially, there's a lot of data coming out showing that Google users who find your ad, with certain keywords, click on it, and then purchase your product on Amazon, that those keywords they search for on Google could actually help increase rank on Amazon. So again, I'm not saying this is what's happening, but
I could see how that totally is the case. It makes sense totally. So I'm curious with the keywords, because obviously, if it could potentially help ranking, obviously you're driving more sales. And before we dive into the third and last tip, how are you, like your process of finding the keywords, is it basically similar to like finding keywords for your PPC campaigns, or is there a little bit of a different strategy?
It's a little bit different because there are two different obviously search engines, and Amazon is also a search engine, a place where people go and search for products. And with Amazon, I can target a little bit more broad, even like the word ideas. Like if there's ideas or gifts or whatever it might be, I can target kind of more broad keywords because I know that there's very high purchase intent. People are going there to buy. On Google, there's both. So I don't want to target those more kind of category related to those broader keywords like kitchen gadgets, if I'm selling a garlic press, I don't want to target that. I may target that with Amazon PPC, maybe, but I wouldn't do that with Google off the bat. Especially also, another kind of like tip within that is anytime you're driving external traffic, in general, I recommend using an Amazon attribution link. Again, if you're brand registered, you'll have access. If you don't have attribution access, it's fine. Still, in my view, it's still beneficial to drive that traffic directly to your listing. Some sellers will actually drive to their storefront, but again, that goes back to being brand registered, sort of like a filter before kind of clicking into your product detail page. But I found overall, even from relatively low ad spend on Google compared to our Amazon, we pay attention to BSR, to overall keyword rankings, kind of for some of our main keywords, overall profit and revenue. And we do see a bump when we're driving, and we usually drive a decent amount of external traffic, but when we are driving Google ads, we are seeing a bump, even at low ad spend. So you can spend fairly low, very low cost per click, very highly targeted, and it's fairly easy to set up. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of skill overlap that I found between Amazon PPC and Google ads.
No, that's really
so
cool.
It seems complex, but it really is simple.
No, that's awesome. So one other thing, I just have some questions obviously with this that obviously I'm interested in. Is there ever a point where you would drive this external, let's say these Google ads, to a landing page first, or is it maybe just more beneficial, conversion rate is better for them to just go straight to the Amazon listing?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. Something we've kind of considered. With Google specifically, I drive directly to my listing with the strategy that I kind of laid out. What I might do is for more, maybe some broader keywords, I would drive those to a landing page. And the reason for going directly to the listing is, number one, highly targeted already. So it shouldn't affect the conversion rate too much. Although likely, Google ads probably don't convert as well as like a well-optimized Amazon PPC campaign, like a single keyword campaign. Amazon knows this. Amazon's, with their brand referral program, willing to pay up to 10% of the sale price for you driving traffic. So I do believe, even though if it kind of hurts your conversion rate, which I know is a big topic with Amazon sellers, like, hey, like which in general, yes, you definitely want to keep your conversion rate up, of course. But Amazon recognizes the high domain authority that Google has, and even if it converts lower, which it likely will, still rewards that with increased ranking.
Hopefully they're smart enough to recognize that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So that's why I kind of drive directly, but with some other like maybe Facebook, Instagram, and that's a whole other beast. But yeah, I would definitely, in most cases, except for a few hacks, I personally don't drive Facebook ads directly to my listing. I would be using some kind of in-between, more lead gen type of thing.
And that's awesome. So those are great tips. If you guys are learning something, please like the video and subscribe. Drop a comment if you guys have any other questions, and maybe we can have them on the channel again. But let's dive into the third and last tip.
Yeah, so this one I might be the most excited about, because this is kind of a test that we're running. So obviously you guys I also follow Trevin on TikTok, and I've been a big TikTok user, started posting content as well, just for this kind of travel brand that we have on the side that's not Amazon related. And then decided, like, okay, so we have essentially a large percentage of our ad spend going toward Amazon PPC, kind of the paid side. So we have some Google ads, some Pinterest ads, a lot of Amazon ads, some Etsy ads, all this kind of thing. And then we were like, okay, but what are we doing for organic? We're doing some blog content, that's a long-term focus, so a little bit more complex and everything. But we're seeing short form vertical videos performing really well, and not just on TikTok. So we realized we see all of these kind of basically just short, basically like mobile videos going viral for products. And we're like, why aren't we doing this with our own brand? So what we've done, it's still in the works. There's like a lot of work that we're doing kind of up till Black Friday. So like we're really pumping this out. But it's something fairly easy to kind of replicate, and I think could still be worth your time even if you don't have a viral video. And that is to go on TikTok, search for things like hashtag, Amazon made me buy it, or Amazon finds, different product related content. So content that's specifically about a product, like very sales focused, not tips or whatever, just like buy, it's like that subreddit, what is it? Shut up and take my money. Okay, like that type of just very, very product focused. And identify TikToks that have fairly high viewership, like number of views, that are fairly short. So like less than 60 seconds for sure, but like anywhere like 11 seconds or less. So basically viral videos that are easy to replicate. Find those videos and see how you could creatively use your own product and take them. And what we've done is we've actually hired another VA for this, and sent them our product, and basically had them recreate this video. So we give them, hey, here's a TikTok template. Take our product, and we have like a Google sheet. So here's the TikTok template. Recreate for us, and then when you post on TikTok, go ahead and hit the checkbox so we know it's posted. Awesome. And then once it's posted on TikTok, so we're making TikToks, great. Make the TikTok. Once it's posted, then we will download that without the watermark. So like Snap, Tick, Snap.
There's Tick Save or something.
Tick Save, yeah.
That.
There's a bunch. If you just type in like download TikTok without watermark, download it, and then repost to Pinterest Idea Pins, which is a search engine, not a social media, YouTube Shorts, another search engine, and Instagram Reels. And what's interesting is we found certain TikToks will perform really well, 20,000 views or more, on TikTok, and get nothing, 80 views, whatever, on YouTube or whatever, and then the opposite. So you're kind of with this one effort, this one piece of content. So number one, it's going to all of these other platforms, and again, it's the same kind of vertical video and the reason that Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest have adopted vertical video is they've seen how well it's performing, how addictive it is to the user. So like TikTok's kind of, the reason we're starting on TikTok is it's kind of like the father. It's like it was almost like, I was a big Vine user back in the day, like way back, if you guys remember Vine. Twitter killed it. Then TikTok came around, and of course, because that became a big user, and then decided to kind of start using it for a brand. So it's kind of, TikTok's the base. It's kind of like they're kind of leading everything. A lot of trends you actually see start trending on TikTok, and then there's like a delayed period, and then it starts trending on YouTube Shorts. Sure. So like the It's Corn song, if you're if you guys are big YouTube Shorts people and you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll soon kind of, it'll start soon enough coming out. And the last thing is with that, so now you have TikTok, you have these other three kind of social media platforms, and you can post to Twitter and other places as well. And then also, the last tip is to take that content and then have your VA also upload those, either yourself or VA or whatever, upload them to your listing under related videos. So it can actually appear on your own product as well as your competitor product detail page. So similar kind of like with Amazon posts. So that one piece of content that you created that was fairly easy to make, even if it doesn't go viral, you can ultimately potentially kind of make your return back just from that increased conversion rate having them on your listing. So that's kind of the last, again, sounds a little bit complex, but I think it's worthwhile. So
no, and that's awesome, and I love doing and using all of those kind of in unison. And obviously, if you guys are new sellers, you're going to take bits and pieces of this, and you may not be able to implement every single thing that we just talked about. But as time goes on, you want to grab certain things and say, oh yeah, let's do this, and kind of grow from there. One quick question to kind of wrap things up, to follow up on that third tip. When it comes to adding videos to like Amazon, like where you can add the video, have you seen like is there maybe like a limit of like maybe you shouldn't add too many, or like is there a certain amount, or like and maybe you don't know, but like
I don't know. We're uploading like, I think it's like 7 per product that we're selling, just as a test. We're actually doing that like now. I think she's working on that like now, like uploading it. Cool. So I don't know exactly, like I said, it's still a little bit work in progress. In general, I like to say, hey, here's something I have results with, then I'm going to share it, but you're a little bit ahead of the curve.
Well, the thing is I mean, if you're posting content, like just like it's gonna eventually it's gonna work. Like that's the long-term game, is creating a brand, and if you can be omnipresent throughout all these platforms, and you can
those are creative assets that you can use in ways you don't even see in the future. When you go to actually sell your business, that's just another even small piece, right? Sure. That's kind of part of your that's an asset that's part of your brand, that kind of strengthens. And I know of course, like here at the conference, there's been so many tips. But we were just in watching Neil Patel, and I forget what the stat was, but talking about organic content versus paid in terms of return, and overall organic in terms of just a purely kind of like return on ad spend, or return on investment is fairly high, is even higher. 100%. So,
and I've seen that with my business, personal brand, Amazon brand, everything. Organic content does normally perform better. Yes, it does take a lot more work and time and effort up front, but it does pay off. So, no, I appreciate you coming on, sharing those 3 tips. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, share some love in the comments down below. I'll put the link to his channel and his information down below, but I just want to say thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.